Hi, everyone. Welcome to your August 2026 energy update. So, first thing I'll say is we made it through the month of July. Month of July was what I'm hearing was a necessary realignment for many people. And for many people, it was actually a really difficult month. You might have noticed belief systems surfacing that didn't align with who you are becoming. You might have noticed relationship conflicts surfacing. You might have noticed patterns that felt really old or done with, or things coming up that you thought you had worked through. And that doesn't mean that you didn't work through them. It just means that there was some energy stored or left in your field that wanted to be released. Why? Because we're in a very new energy in the month of August, and this month is wholly transformative. So it's a really beautiful month. It can be intense at times, but I'm actually feeling really hopeful and positive about this month because a lot of the old was cleared out in the month of July. And this is a really beautiful time to tune in to what is being asked of you and what is wanting to come into creation for the rest of the year. So let's get to it. We have a few things. The one thing that I'm hearing over and over in the month of August is paying attention to your frequency, paying attention to your frequency. We'll talk about what that means, practically speaking, and also that your frequency affects the whole. So, what does that look like? Paying attention to your personal frequency is we have an invitation right now to move into a higher timeline. The timeline we are choosing is one that is in a higher state of being. It is about authentically becoming who we are in this new timeline. And as part of that, we are leaving behind the old. And that's why so much has come up this year. And even in the month of July, we are leaving behind the old. And so, what does that practically look like? We are having a moment in the collective consciousness where there is going to be a feeling of overwhelm and a lot of anger surfacing and a lot of suffering. And it's not to say that you are wrong if you are experiencing those feelings. But what it is an invitation, there's two invitations right now. And the first is that we do not have to wade in the collective mud, okay? When it feels chaotic, when it feels activated, when it feels like you go out and drive around and people are kind of losing it or cutting you off or anything like that, you have an opportunity to return to your home frequency, your frequency of peace, the frequency that you can remember as your set point within. And you can choose in that moment not to react. Or if you do react, like, whatever, if you do react, you just notice your reaction and you let it go, right? You move through it. You don't like take that opportunity to allow yourself to get dragged down into the collective mud, excuse me. Now, this is a lot different than I'm talking about like bypassing. I am not talking about when something surfaces for you, when a pattern comes up that you are trying to be above it or high vibe. That's not what this is about. You deal with what is surfacing, that you deal with what is happening in your life, but you're also making choices moment to moment to stay in your authentic frequency, to stay in the resonance of who you are, right? You do not have to get dragged down into every energetic situation. And that is an important theme for this month and this coming year, because we are remembering ourselves as creators. And as part of that, we remember that we can choose. So even when it's difficult, you might have noticed in the past that you would, get around or be around a certain type of a certain friend or something like that. And that friend would, I'm just going to give you an example, like, that you like the part of the pattern is you just always gossip together. In this month of August, you might be choosing differently. You might be no longer aligned to that energy. You might not be needing to move into that type of behavior with that person. So just notice when these choice points come up, and we're going to have them this month a lot. And it's like, okay, I could choose to go this direction, or I could choose to go this direction. Now, it's not to say that if you, move into this old pattern, you're wrong, but it is a moment to choose and start being conscious of what you are choosing in every moment. Okay. Another really big theme of August 2026 is the power and invitation to create. This is the moment. We are in the times of ascension on the planet. And what that means is that we're clearing out the old energy of our past, this lifetime and other lifetimes. And we are choosing to authentically remember who we are. And that is powerful. And as part of this choosing, you are also learning to create on earth. Now, that might sound difficult or far-fetched given whatever circumstances you are in, but this month is an invitation to start to pay attention to what you are actually desiring to create on a soul level and aligning with that energy authentically. Right? Now, this is different than doing something that you believe other people expect you to do, right? This is different than constantly taking advice from others and creating from that place. This is different than doing everything that everybody else desires me to do. What I'm talking about now, sometimes we're going to want to create really practical things in our life, and there's nothing wrong with that, actually. But this is also a moment to be really paying attention to your visions, to your dreams, to what is creatively wanting to come through you. And I'm not talking about that everything we do has to be this way we make money in the world. I'm talking about, and it certainly could be, but what I'm also talking about is what creatively wants to come through you as part of what your soul desires. Okay. And this will make you feel more at home in yourself. And it could be that you are desiring to help others, that you are desiring to serve in the world, that you are desiring to cook meals for a neighbor who is sick or somebody going through a really difficult time. These are what we are remembering in this time, that we are, our frequency, that we get to choose, but also that our frequency affects the whole. Part of what we're learning on Earth at this time is overcoming this belief that we are separate somehow, that we are separate from the whole. And this period of time is about remembering what you are here and desire to create on the planet, but also how my frequency, how my thoughts, how my frequency affects the whole, and choosing the highest timeline for yourself. The third, and we're having a deepening of intuition and visions this month. So asking your guides and your ascended masters who are assisting you to give you visions clearly. So paying attention to your dream time, writing these down as you receive them. So August 2026 is a good moment to write things down. Write down what you desire to bring into existence. Write down when you get a nudge or a hit about something. It might not be the exact moment to act. Might be, I don't know for you, but it might not be the exact moment to act, but it might be something that's coming into form and you want to note it for the future. So you could take a notes app on your phone or keep a little notebook and just write down these visions. And I'm talking about clairvoyant visions. Write down the words or the ideas or the downloads you receive. Okay. Because they are giving you information about how to create in your life and how to create as part of the whole. So I really actually like the energy of August 2026. It's a beautiful, deep, resonant month. This is a good point in your year to actually take stock, to get quiet if you can. And I know it's like peak summer and everybody's like doing things every day. And so this isn't like you have to take 3 days here or something like that, but take some time. Take some time before your kids wake up in the morning. Take some time in the evening, instead of like scrolling or watching videos. Shut the phone down, get quiet, listen to your heart center. And we are being guided and led, and it's powerful energy. It's beautiful and powerful, and it is hopefully going to be a great month for you and your family. And I'd like to if you want to put in the comments below what you are creating this month, what you're desiring to bring into form, any visions you have. My goal here is to create a community of people who are doing this work together. So put in the comments below, and I will see you soon.